everybody, welcome back. I'm Bonnie and this is Hoosie Homestead. Today is planting day for tomatoes and peppers, and you want to plant your tomatoes and peppers about 10 to 12 weeks before your last frost date. There's a lot of different videos out there on how to do it. I've done it different ways. I've done the little squares, you know, with the whole like tray. And this one here I think works better for me. So just kind of putting a whole, like sprinkling a whole cluster inside the pot. Sprinkle a whole bunch in there, cover them with soil, and then let them go. And then I separate them out as they start to grow. So as they get, you know, their true leaves, then you want to separate them out so they have enough nutrients to actually survive. So these happen to be some of the peppers. I already did some tomatoes, but I wanted to show you, or at least explain how I usually do my tomatoes now. I take some tomatoes that were left from the garden from the year before. That fall, I slice them up. I put them in a pot that has some soil, and you just layer the whole top with the slices, and then you stick it in a safe place, a cool place, an unheated place, and just kind of let them do their thing. They're going to go dormant. When you go to take them out in February or March, depending on when your frost date is, they're going to look disgusting. They're going to look moldy, or like they were moldy. They're going to have cobwebs on them. That's okay. You sprinkle a little bit of fresh soil over the top and water them real good, and then put them in the light, south-facing window, under your grow lamps, whatever you have. And all the little seeds from those slices will start to germinate. And if they don't all, that's okay, because there's actually a ton of them. So I did this 2 years ago, and it was awesome. I had so many plants. And it was easy to water them in this because, you know, instead of having all those little trays and taking up a ton of space, I don't have a ton of space. So this is a way to kind of condense things. So I did that this year. Only I didn't have an unheated closet or a place that I could keep them in the apartment. So there's a shed here, and I decided I would just put them out into the shed. It's unheated, it'd be fine. Well, when I went to go pick these up to show you, I guess an animal must have gotten to my seeds. So I don't see anything in here but soil. So I'm hoping they didn't eat all the seeds and that there's some buried in there somewhere. So instead of putting soil on top, I just watered them, and I'm going to see what happens. Hopefully I get something out of these. I'm not quite sure. But the good thing is I have backup seeds. So I think these are black cherry and my Amish paste, or beefsteak. So I have extras of those, so I'll plant some fresh seeds just in case these don't germinate. I don't really have high hopes for these two. But I know that method does work because I have used it. But obviously you want to keep it in a safe place away from animals like squirrels and such. So these are all watered, ready to go. We'll see what happens. I did all my other tomato plants already, and a couple of my peppers. These are a few of my peppers. I just want to show you a couple of different things that you can plant them in. I know there's something on Facebook with the egg cartons and using those, and those are cute, but they're not really practical. Because there's not enough soil, you know, it needs the nutrients in the soil. These, on the other hand, I've used these work well. The short ones, you can get the tall ones. These are like your berry containers. This had some organic blueberries in them. This was organic spinach. So something like this, you would want to put some holes in the bottom. This already has them in there, so it's perfect. So I've done this for my tomatoes and my peppers before, and it's worked pretty well because it has the drainage already. In the beginning, you need to put them under, they need a little more humidity, at least your peppers. So it already has like a humidity little dome, which is perfect for when they germinate. And once they start to germinate, you can take the dome off, open up the lid, and it works out great. And then this big one here, you could do something just this big if you want. And just get creative. Whatever you have works. This one here, I'm probably going to put my sweet potatoes in. in another, I don't know, month or so, because that takes a little while. And then these are just recycled, and these I bought in the store. So you just do with what you have. All right, so I'm gonna plant some peppers. Ozark Giant. So I use a combination of regular potting soil, not regular potting soil. I use an organic potting soil. It's kind of like a raised bed mix, and the seed starter mix. So I use like 50-50 seed starter versus the potting soil. And you want to moisten it at first. Put it in here. I put it in and then I moisten it really good. Now I'm going to sprinkle some seeds. And again, I'm just doing these in clusters, and then I can separate them out after. So there you go. There's a lot of seeds. You sprinkle them around, just spread them out a bit. There's probably a good dozen seeds in there, if not more. Not sure if you can see that or not. Then I'm going to lightly cover them. And if you have any big pieces, like sometimes your potting soil has pieces of bark, those are fine if they're out there in the actual garden. But when you're starting something, you don't want those big chunks in the way. So I already read the back. These have to be 1/4 of an inch deep. So here we go. About 1/4 of an inch of soil. Pat it down lightly, and I'll water it, and that'll be good to go. And these are some of the peppers seeds that I saved from last year. They never actually made it into a bag, but you can just lay them out on a piece of paper towel. The thing is, you want to keep them dry. And then here's some other ones that I did get into an envelope. And here's some of the new ones that I have, some of my backups. So I always want to make sure that I don't use the last of my seeds in case I have to replant again. So I think that's it for today. I'm going to finish these up and water them. And hopefully you're out there planting or doing something great. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.